I'm obsessed with Taylor Swift. I am the biggest Swiftie in the whole world. I've been obsessed with Taylor Swift, so I like tweet about her all the time and just like post stuff. I'm obsessed with her. Like, I'm the biggest Swiftie ever.
How does someone go from referencing Taylor Swift in every possible conversation to avoiding the topic entirely? At this point, it's public knowledge that something is definitely off between Olivia Rodrigo and Taylor Swift. As someone who's followed Olivia from her early Swiftie days, to anticipating their interactions, to witnessing one of the most unexpected fallouts in fandom history, I have a lot to say. I remember when she used to post her silly little Swiftie moments without caring how people might react. Even after Driver's License went viral, she kept saying Taylor was her idol, someone who had shaped her entire life. Eventually, they met. But in just a short span of time, something shifted. What happened that made them seem to avoid each other now? It's still a mystery, but I definitely have some theories. Let's start by looking back at the history. The Taylivia timeline from Olivia being a loud Swiftie to whatever it is now. Olivia Rodrigo was born in 2003 and began singing at just 4 years old. She's mentioned in interviews that she grew up listening to Taylor Swift, and it's safe to say she's been a fan since around 2007. Taylor, she says, helped shape her as an artist. To show her love, Olivia once posted a throwback photo on Instagram where she's holding a card with Taylor Swift and a smiley face written on it. I started following Olivia in 2020, during quarantine, so let's begin from here. She regularly posted song covers alongside her own original music. In April 2020, she covered Cruel Summer for MTV's Alone Together jam session. That caught Taylor's attention. She reposted the video on her story and wrote, "The talent. Love this. Thanks for this beautiful performance at Olivia." Olivia freaked out in the best way. She shared pics of herself looking completely overwhelmed with joy and captioned them, "Taylor Swift is the reason I write songs, and she posted me on her story and told me I was talented. When is Ashton Kutcher gonna jump out of a bush with a camera crew?" She also tweeted, "Taylor Swift posted a video of me singing Cruel Summer on her Instagram story. I will never stop screaming. I am gonna frame this screenshot and hang it above my firstborn's crib." 2 months later, after Taylor released Folklore, Olivia received a PR package from her, one of the iconic Folklore cardigans. From 2020 through 2021, she continued posting Taylor Swift songs on her Instagram stories and filmed car karaoke videos like the Swiftie she was. Then came January 8, 2021, Olivia released her debut single Driver's License, which smashed records globally. It debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and sat next to 2 Taylor tracks on the iTunes chart. She posted a screenshot with a caption, "Next to Taylor on the iTunes chart, I'm in a puddle of tears, loudly crying face." Taylor commented, "I say that's my baby, and I'm really proud." To celebrate, Olivia shared a reaction video. In an interview with Apple Music, she said,
I was dead asleep, and my friend called me on the phone, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's like 6 a.m. Can I like call you back in 2 hours?" And he's like, "No, absolutely not. Check your Instagram right now." And like the grogginess of my sleep, I checked my phone, and she commented on my photo, and I just about died.
In later interviews, Olivia shared even more Swiftie excitement. In one SiriusXM interview, she revealed that Taylor sent her a handwritten note and a ring, the same kind she wore while writing Red.
I got a package from her with this like handwritten note, and she gave me this ring because she said she wore one just like it when she wrote Red, and she wanted me to have one like it.
In April 2021, before the release of Fearless, Taylor's version, Olivia and Conan Gray posted videos dancing to Taylor songs, You Belong With Me and White Horse. These happen to be their favorite Taylor tracks, and Taylor sent them a sneak peek to help promote the re-recordings. She reposted the videos with a caption, "You okay? And oh, 'cause I sent my 2 kids at Olivia Rodrigo and at Conan Gray my new version of You Belong With Me, and they are so cute it physically hurts me." And thus, the mom and kids dynamic was born. Later that month, Olivia released her second hit single, Deja Vu. In a Rolling Stone interview, she said the bridge was inspired by Cruel Summer.
I love the yelly vocals in it, like the harmonized yells that she does. I feel like they're like super electric and like moving, and so I wanted to do something like that.
At that time, only Olivia and Dan Nigro were credited as writers. But a few months later, that changed. After the release of Sour in May 2021, things started to shift. Not publicly at first, but behind the scenes. In July 2021, fans noticed that Taylor Swift, Jack Antonoff, and Street Vincent were quietly added as co-writers to Olivia's track Deja Vu because Olivia had cited Cruel Summer as inspiration, and the interpolation was close enough that Taylor's team was granted official songwriting credits. Later that month, One Step Forward, Three Steps Back was also updated to include Taylor and Jack as writers. That one made sense. The song literally uses the piano chords from New Year's Day. Olivia had even mentioned asking for Taylor's blessing to use the sample, and Taylor had agreed. But the Deja Vu credit felt different. Neither Olivia nor Taylor publicly commented on the change, but fans speculated that Taylor's label, Republic Records, or her publishing team had pushed for the credits, not Taylor herself. Still, Olivia seemed blindsided. In later interviews, she admitted she was surprised by how often she had to share credit on Sour. Around the same time, a similar crediting situation happened with Paramore's Misery Business and Olivia's Good For You, another interpolation that resulted in Hayley Williams and Josh Barrow being retroactively credited. Though Olivia never directly blamed Taylor, it was hard not to notice that the nature of their relationship seemed off. No more gushing. No more public interactions. No more likes. No more references. When Olivia won Song of the Year at the 2021 VMAs for Driver's License, fans noticed she didn't thank Taylor in her speech, even though Taylor had been one of the few celebrities to praise her so publicly early on. Then, in March 2022, Red, Taylor's version, was nominated for Album of the Year at the Grammys. Olivia was nominated too for Sour. That night, Taylor didn't attend, and Olivia didn't mention her at all. It marked a quiet but clear shift in their dynamic. By mid-2022, it felt like the Taylivia era was over. No more social media interaction. No fan edits. Olivia had gone from being Taylor's most high-profile fan to acting like the connection never existed. When Olivia began teasing her second album Guts, many fans hoped she'd reference Taylor again. Maybe a lyric, a bridge, a thank you in the credits? Nothing. In fact, in interviews promoting Guts, she didn't mention Taylor once. Even when asked about her influences, she talked about Lorde, Alanis Morissette, and even Rage Against the Machine. But Taylor was completely absent. And yet, Taylor's influence was still there. Guts has Reputation-style anger, 1989-style synths, and even a Cruel Summer-esque bridge in Get Him Back. But Olivia never acknowledged it. And Taylor? She stopped acknowledging Olivia, too. In 2023, Taylor announced her Eras tour with openers like Phoebe Bridgers, Gracie Abrams, Haim, and Sabrina Carpenter. Yes, the Sabrina Carpenter. The one who was allegedly part of Olivia's driver's license drama. Olivia was noticeably not invited. When Sabrina got her opening slot and later joined Taylor on stage, fans took it as a subtle message. Taylor had picked a side. Olivia, for her part, was asked by Rolling Stone in September 2023 about the rumored drama with Taylor. She responded, "I don't have beef with anyone. I'm very chill. I keep to myself. I have my 4 friends and my mom, and that's really the only people I talk to ever. There's nothing to say." But not everyone was convinced. When the full Guts album dropped on September 8th, fans immediately began dissecting the lyrics for possible hidden messages. 2 tracks in particular, Lacey and The Grudge, stood out. Let's talk about The Grudge. Some lyrics in that song felt loaded. "I have nightmares each week about that Friday and May 1 phone call from you, and my entire world was changed." Now, here's where the timeline gets interesting. Sour came out on May 21st, 2021. The last Friday of May was the 28th. And just a couple weeks later, on June 9th, Taylor and her team were officially added to the songwriting credits. The timing? Suspiciously aligned. Other lines include, "You must be insecure. You must be so unhappy." Are those lyrics about Taylor? Nothing's confirmed. Just 4 days later, on September 12th, both Olivia and Taylor were at the MTV VMAs. There were no public interactions. But Taylor was caught on camera smiling during Olivia's performance of Vampire, a quiet gesture of support that some fans clung to. Then, in February 2024, Olivia performed Vampire at the Grammys, and Taylor gave her a standing ovation. So maybe everything was chill? At least on the surface. While Olivia promoted Guts and announced her world tour, Taylor continued the Eras tour and prepped her next album, The Tortured Poets Department. Here's where things got even more layered. On February 23, 2024, Olivia kicked off her Guts world tour. That same night, across the globe, Taylor brought Sabrina Carpenter on stage during her Eras tour for a surprise duet of White Horse. Yep, Olivia's favorite Taylor song, which she had promoted just a few years earlier with Conan Gray. Coincidence or commentary? Then, on April 18, 2024, Taylor dropped Tortured Poets, and the final track on the record, Clara Bow, ended with a verse that raised every eyebrow. You look like Taylor Swift in this light. We're loving it, you've got edge. She never did the future's bright, dazzling. Fans instantly speculated. Is that about Olivia? Was Taylor acknowledging her successor? Or shading her? It didn't help that during Olivia's Netflix Guts tour premiere on October 26th, an interviewer casually mentioned Taylor. Olivia answered politely, but didn't acknowledge Taylor by name at all. Just silence. And finally, the most recent moment. The 67th Annual Grammy Awards on February 2nd, 2025. Both Olivia and Taylor were in the room. No public interactions between them. Unlike the moment Olivia shared with Sabrina, of all people, with whom she famously had drama back in 2021. The only crossover? A quick video of Taylor chatting with Olivia's boyfriend, Lewis Partridge. At one point, she gestures toward Olivia and Sabrina as they talk and hug in the background. And that, as of April 2025, is the last known public connection between Olivia Rodrigo and Taylor Swift. Exactly 4 years ago since I made my first ever Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo video. Back then, this fandom crossover felt like a dream come true. Now, it feels like something quietly buried under 4 years of silence, rumors, and maybe, just maybe, a little hurt. So, is Olivia Rodrigo still a Swiftie? That's the big question. And honestly, it's complicated. On one hand, Olivia did not unfollow Taylor right after the drama, dissed her publicly, or anything directly that might hurt her. She still includes Taylor's name in her list of songwriting credits, and she's never gone full scorched earth, like some ex-Swifties have. But on the other hand, she's also never brought her up again. For a fan who used to worship Taylor, who called her the reason she makes music, that silence speaks volumes. Some people think it's personal, that Olivia felt blindsided by the retroactive credits on Sour, that she felt hurt when Taylor didn't defend her publicly, or when she invited Sabrina Carpenter on tour instead of her. Others think it's political, that once Olivia became a Grammy-winning artist in her own right, she didn't want to be seen as Taylor's mini-me, that she wanted to carve out her own lane, free from comparisons and co-writes and borrowed aesthetics. So, long story short, is she a Swiftie now? Probably not. Not actively. Is there lingering admiration? Yeah, but it's complicated. Or maybe it's just life. Sometimes idols let you down. Sometimes you grow out of your heroes. And maybe that's exactly what happened here. Whatever the case, the Taylivia era was real, and it mattered. At least for me. And for all the Swifties and Livies who felt that magical moment when 2 generations of pop collided. The prodigy met the master. The fangirl became the icon. It was beautiful, weird, and a little bit tragic. And maybe it was always meant to be temporary. I personally believe Olivia is still a Swiftie, just privately now. She grew up on Taylor's music. She sang it, covered it, quoted it endlessly. That kind of connection doesn't just vanish overnight. But I also think the songwriting drama, the fan-fueled rumors, and everything that came with fame made her step back from publicly showing that love. And honestly, I can't blame her. If all the theories are true, and there was fallout behind the scenes, maybe she's protecting her peace. Maybe she holds a grudge. Or maybe, like many of us, she's just trying to move forward without reopening old wounds. Still, the contrast is hard to ignore. Olivia still shares her love for Lorde openly, most recently vibing to What Was That? On TikTok. But when it comes to Taylor, radio silence, not a mention, not a whisper, and that makes me wonder what could have been. Imagine a world where the songwriting drama never happened, where Olivia joined Taylor on the Eras tour like Sabrina or Gracie, where they wrote songs together, where the fangirl got to live her ultimate dream, collaborating with her dream artist. But hey, if Olivia and Sabrina could laugh and hug after driver's license and that blonde girl drama, maybe there's still hope. And here's my favorite theory. Maybe even a manifestation. We all know Reputation, Taylor's version, is likely coming in 2025. And guess what? That's Olivia's favorite Taylor Swift album. Its themes, fame, betrayal, image, mirrors so much of what's gone on between them. So what if, just maybe, they do collaborate on a track? What if that song becomes the symbolic end of the feud and the start of something new? And with Olivia's third studio album also on the way, maybe the next chapter is just beginning. So what do you think? Is Olivia Rodrigo still a Swiftie deep down? Or was Taylivia just a fleeting pop culture moment, destined to fade like a Polaroid in the sun? Let me know your theories in the comments. Until next time, stay curious, kind, and see you soon.